All right, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up the lab. So pay careful attention and do it slowly. This is the power supply. This provides the voltage. This knob is going to allow us to change the voltage, and we're going to use the positive and negative terminals that are right here. So the first thing you're going to do is take a red wire and connect it from the terminal that is positive to one of your resistors. This is going to get a little bit spaghetti-like, so you got to be careful to keep these organized. It's going to go to one side of my resistor. So I'm just going to use this resistor first. Once I've got that hooked up, I'm going to take a black wire and I'm going to connect it from the other terminal over here to my current meter. So this is a voltmeter. It measures voltage. There's a V. This is a current meter. It measures the flow. It says milliamps on it. This black wire goes from the black terminal on the power supply to the black terminal on the meter. And I'm going to go this way just to keep it out of my way. And you just open it up and bite it on the edge there like that. Lastly, to complete our circuit, we're going to take another black wire and we are going to go from the red terminal that is next to the black terminal. It says 50 milliamps on it. We're going to go from there over to the other side of the resistor, and we're going to give it a little squeeze and bite it on there. So what we have here is a complete circuit. Electrons are going to come out of the negative terminal. They're going to go through the current meter, which is going to measure the flow of the electricity. And after they go through the current meter, they're going to go through our resistor, our little circuit element, and they're going to go back to the power supply. And so now if you carefully turn this on, and do not turn it up fast. Turn it on until it clicks, the light will come on, and if you slowly turn it up, you will see that at some point the current starts to flow. So this meter measures the flow or the current. And we don't ever want that to get off the scale, so we're not going to turn it up very fast. And when we're not measuring anything, we're going to turn it back down. Okay? To make sure everything's working right, you want to make sure this is reading 0 when your switch is off. So very carefully make sure that's on 0. If it is not, you can use your fingernail and you can turn this screw right here a little bit to adjust it so that it reads 0 when there's no current flowing. And we're going to connect it up again, okay? All right, now this is going to measure the flow. What we need to measure is the voltage, what is the push. So we're going to use two white wires. One of the white wires we're going to connect to the red side of the resistor, so right there, and we're going to connect it over here to the terminal that's marked 15. So the red side of the resistor goes over here to the terminal that's marked 15. We're going to get another white wire and we're going to connect it from the other side, and since this is the negative side of our resistor, it's going to go to the black terminal, which is the negative post here. So now we have two meters. If they're hooked up correctly, turning the power supply on and turning it up, you will notice that there's flow being measured here, and this is measuring the voltage. So the way you use this is, since we are plugged into the 50 milliamps terminal on the ammeter, we're going to use the scale that goes to 50. So here's 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's the second scale down. So when you're measuring the current, you're going to use the second scale. On this one, we are connected to the 15 volt terminal, so we're going to use the scale that goes to 15. So you can see it right there. Now we are never going to go over 10 volts, so don't turn this up all the way. What you're going to do is start by making the voltage 1 volt as carefully as you can. Read the current and record the voltage, which is the push on the electrons. Read the current, which is the flow, and record that. And then we're going to change the voltage by carefully turning up this knob a tiny bit. That'll change the voltage. There will be more flow, and you'll record that. And you'll keep collecting data going up by 1 volt at a time until you get all the way up to 10 volts. And then you are finished collecting data for part 1. Make sure you turn this off when you're not collecting data, and then you're going to make a graph of that. That's going to be part 1.